Welcome students. Now we are in the civic class, the class is going on. It's the second class of the zoology, animal kingdom. And those students who missed the first class, so please click the channel in the YouTube and you will see it. Don't miss the first class because it is a continuation of the first class, first chapter, animal kingdom. And I am Dr. Gautam Chattopadhyay and I am the academic director of NEET UGC and I will discuss the zoology part for your NEET examination. So in the last class we discussed the animal kingdom. If you remember, we named the major phylum with the English alphabetical letters because just to minimize our time wastage, we use the alphabetical letters. So if you remember, Polyphera is 1, Nidaria 2, Ctenophora 3, Platyhelminthes 4, Aschelminthes 5, Annelida 6, Arthropoda 7, Mollusca 8, Echinodermata 9, Hemichordata 10, Chordata 11. What is mentioned in the syllabus, the next syllabus, invertebrate, phylum character with the examples and the class characters of vertebrates with the examples. Examples will always come from NCERT. Again, I am repeating, in the textbooks, mainly in the IC and the some other boards, local boards, lots of information has been given. But NEET is strictly following the CBSE book, the NCERT book. So don't study unnecessary in excess the examples from other books. That may be very confusing because it's a very big chapter. Many points are there. So we have to be very specific for the NEET examination. Okay, so just see the board. We name all the phylum and invertebrate characters will be discussed with the examples and the vertebrate, the class characters will be discussed with the examples. Systems. Respiratory system. What are the main points? Polyphera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, body surface diffusion of gases. They don't have any respiratory organ. They're the most primitive organs, and through the body surface, the diffusion of oxygen and CO2 is there between water and the cell. So, body surface diffusion of gases. Which phylum? Polyphera, Nidaria, Ctenophora. Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes. No aerobic respiration. Why? Because if you remember, the Platyhelminthes and the Aschelminthes, they are the parasites, internal parasites, they are the worms. What is the example of Platyhelminthes? They are the tapeworms, they are the flukes. They live inside the body, host body. And Aschelminthes, Ascaris lumbricoides, loa loa, guinea worm, Ankylostoma duodenals, they are the examples of the Aschelminthes. They also live inside the body. And inside the system, inside the organ, in the tissue space, the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, they are not available in that way. So they don't have any aerobic respiration. They are not getting the oxygen directly from the atmosphere, but they have some other mechanisms just to produce energy. So no aerobic respiration, that is the main point. Annelida. Cutaneous respiration. So cutaneous respiration is by moist skin. Earthworm is there in the syllabus. You studied earthworm. In earthworm, definite respiratory organs are not there. So through the moist body surface or the skin, I can say, cutaneous means skin, the diffusion of gases are there. Arthropoda. It is the largest phylum having largest number of the animals. So here also different types of respiratory structures are there in phylum Arthropoda. Different groups, different respiratory structures. In our syllabus, we have the cockroach. If you remember, in the cockroach, which system is present? Trachea with the spiracles. So, what are the systems in the Arthropoda? Trachea with spiracles. Where? In insecta. Cockroach, fly, mosquito, etc. Gill. Which animals? Prawn, crab, etc. Book gill. It is present in horseshoe crab or limulus. You studied in the evolution part, limulus is an example of living fossil. So in these animals, the book gills are present. What is this thing? The gills are present at the pages of the book. Books of the pages, like gills are arranged for diffusion of gas between the water and the gill surface. Book lung. Book lung is present where? In the spider. It is present in scorpion. So these are the systems present in the Arthropoda. When we are going to the next major phylum, that is the mollusca, in the mollusca we have Ctenidia. It is like gill. Echinodermata, which is the highest invertebrate phylum, no respiratory system. Dermal papilla, papilla means projection on the skin. This dermal papilla, the projections on the skin and also the skin or the body surface help in diffusion of gas. It is the highest group of the invertebrate, but it is a very unique animal. Yesterday we discussed, in the class we discussed that since they are present much below the water column, deep inside the sea, many systems has been modified. In echinoderms, there is no circulatory system, no respiratory system, no excretory system. Why? These systems require the hollow organs and the tubes. Due to high pressure or the compression, these systems has been modified. So in echinoderms, which structures help in respiration? Dermal papilla. Papilla means the projection. We also have papilla on our tongue. Dermal means the skin. On the skin they have the papilla, and also through the skin they have the gas diffusion, O2 and CO2. Hemichordata, gill. And in chordata, Pisces, gill. Pisces is the fish. Amphibia, two conditions are there. Tadpole larva, gill. Adult, cutaneous respiration, pulmonary respiration, and by buccopharyngeal epithelia. Frog is there in the syllabus. You studied in the frog, in adult frog, when they're present inside the water, they're amphibians, they live both in the water and the land. When they're present inside the water, then the lungs become non-functional. By means of the skin, gas diffusion is there. When they're present on the land, then they have the pulmonary breathing along with the cutaneous diffusion. That means lungs are present, but along with the lungs, the moist skin, the naked skin, without any covering, they help in gas diffusion. Reptilia, birds, and mammals. In all these three groups present the pulmonary respiration. By lungs. So these are the classes of vertebrata. Fish in water, gill. Amphibia, water at the land. Gill in the tadpole larva. Frog, tadpole larva, gill. But in the adult, moist skin, lungs, buccopharyngeal epithelia. Reptiles, birds, mammals. They're mainly the terrestrial animals. Also, adaptation is there in the water. Whale is mammal but live in the water. Whale don't have gill. Whales breathe by lungs. But for a long time, they can remain below the water. So, reptiles, birds, and mammals, they have the pulmonary breathing through the lungs. So, these are the different types of the respiratory systems in different animals. Circulatory system. It is the circulation of the body fluid and the blood inside the body between the different organs. And what is the significance of the circulatory system? Transportation of the nutrients, respiratory gases between the different systems and cells of the body. So when you see in the circulatory system, porifera, nidaria, ctenophora, platyhelminthes, ascalminthes, echinodermata absent. No circulatory system in echinodermata. Also in the platyhelminthes and the ascalminthes, the true circulatory systems are absent. They are endoparasitic. They have backward or retrogressive adaptation. Annelida. Artworm, closed circulation. Leech, open circulation. Arthropoda, open circulation. In hemosyl. What is the meaning of the word? In the previous class we discussed, cilium is the body cavity. Hem means the blood. Since they don't have any blood vessel, so the blood is circulating or moving inside the body cavity. So it is hemocele. No blood vessel is there in the cockroach. Cockroach is there in the syllabus. Mollusca, just correct it is a mollusca. So in mollusca, again two types. Gastropoda means snail. Bivalve, bivalve is the oyster. So they have the open circulation. But in octopus, cephalopod, which are the cephalopod? Octopus. It is a closed circulation. That is unique. So you see in Annelida and also in the mollusca, both open type and the closed type of the circulations are there. What is the difference between the open type and the closed type? In the closed type of the circulation, the blood is flowing to the blood vessels, arteries, veins and the capillaries pumped by the heart. On the contrary, in case of the open circulation, the blood vessels are absent, blood is flowing to the body cavity and lacuna. Meaning of the word lacuna, space between the organs. That is open circulation. Closed circulation, blood is flowing to the vessels, arteries, veins, capillaries. So, mollusca and echinodermata, no circulatory system. In hemichordata, cephalopod or cephalochordata, it has a closed circulation. And in all chordates, closed circulation. So the main thing, open circulation and the closed circulation, two types of circulation is there. In some animals, blood is flowing to the vessels, closed circulation, like us, like frog, like earthworm. But open circulation, like cockroach, like snail, like oyster, blood vessels are absent, blood is flowing to the body cavity. Excretory system. So, what is excretion? If you remember, excretion is the elimination of nitrogenous, metabolic, toxic waste from the body. Again repeating, mainly nitrogenous, metabolic, toxic products from the body. That elimination is called excretion. What are the principal types of the excretory materials? Primarily it is ammonia, then coming urea, then coming uric acid. Other type of the excretory materials can be there. So when we see the excretory materials, first we find ammonia. What is the nature of ammonia? It is highly toxic. And to eliminate ammonia from the body, it has to be dissolved with huge amount of the water. So in which animals ammonia is excreted? Mainly the aquatic animals. So ammonia, highly toxic, ammonotelism in aquatic animals. Except shark. Shark is ureotelic. Urea. Less toxic. For some time being, it can be retained in the body, less toxic, and less amount of water than ammonia is required to eliminate them from the body. So, urea is the ureotelism. In which animals? Mammal and shark. Shark is a fish, aquatic obviously, but it excretes ammonia just to maintain the ionic balance. Uric acid. Least toxic. Uricotelism. It is least toxic, so for some time being, it can be retained inside the body. So in which animals uric acid is excreted? What will be the examples? Which drink less or least amount of water? Insecta, reptiles, birds, they are uricotelic. When an embryo is developing inside the eggshell, it cannot eliminate the excretory material that is retained inside the shell. So, shelled egg having the embryo are uricotelic because that uric acid can be stored inside the shell. So, the examples of uricotelism is insecta, reptiles, birds. Some other type of the excretory materials are also there, as for example, guanine. Guanine is excreted in spider. TMO, trimethylamine oxide. In some marine bonefish. Right? So you see, when I am discussing these points in the animal kingdom, these points will also help you in the excretory system. Because what is mentioned in the syllabus, excretory system in animals, I'm telling you, you see the NCERT, you see the syllabus in animals, not only in humans. So animal kingdom is coming, animals are coming, right? Along with the human physiology, you have to study the other animals, the primary systems. That is mentioned in the syllabus, so that is helpful. Excretory organs or systems. Polyphena, Nidaria, Ctenophora, Echinodermata. Body surface diffusion of ammonia. These animals, they are aquatic. There is no scarcity of water. They are having lots of water, so they can eliminate ammonia by body surface diffusion. They don't have any specific organ. Platyhelminthes. Flame cell. Aschelminthes. Rennet cell is a single H-shaped cell present throughout the body. A single cell is there, H-shaped structure throughout the length of the body, that is a rennet cell. Annelida. Nephridia. Arthropoda, largest phylum. Different types are there. Malpighian tubule in insecta. You remember in the cockroach, Malpighian tubules are there. Green gland. It is present in prawn, crab. These are the examples. The examples are very important. Coxal gland, that is present in spider. Mollusca, in mollusca present organ of Bosinus, Z, organ of Bosinus and Caber's gland. For column matching, these points are important. So in the mollusca, these modified structures, according to the discoverer or who explained it, organ of Bosinus and Caber's organ. And in the remaining phylum, Echinodermata, no excretory system. And in the remaining Hemichordata and the Chordata, they have the specific structures. So in Hemichordata, in Acidia, it is the neural gland. In Amphioxus, that is the cephalochordata, Amphioxus, it is solenocyte, or it is also called protonephridia. That is important. Because in the column matching, they can give you, the column matching is there in the syllabus, in the examination. So they can give some of the animal name and they can also give the organs. You have to match the column. That is why I am mentioning the organ names and also the examples for the column matching if the question comes. It is not always the MCQ, multiple choice, but again the column matching can be there. So why I am mentioning the organs and also the examples, that will help you in the column matching if the question comes. In all chordates, kidneys are present. You will study this chapter also in the excretory system, but again some of the points that will help you in that chapter. The kidneys can be of three types, primarily pronephric, mesonephric and metanephric. Right? So while we are discussing the animal kingdom, these parts, then the excretory system is also coming here. This information will also help you in the excretory system. So when we are seeing the kidneys can be of three types. Pronephric, mesonephric and metanephric. Three types of kidneys are there. What are the major characteristics? In the pronephric, mesonephric and the metanephric, in all three kidneys, the Bowman's capsule is there. So it is the Bowman's capsule. You know the Bowman's capsule of the nephron, parietal membrane and the visceral membranes are there. Parietal membranes are the porous, the visceral membrane through which the exchange or the purification of materials take place. Visceral means the inner membrane, parietal is the outer cup. So in the visceral membrane, the pores are there through which filtration takes place. So in the pronephric, mesonephric and the metanephric, in all three types of the kidneys, Bowman's capsule has to be there. But what are the structures present in the mesonephric and the metanephric? You will find in the mesonephric and the metanephric, glomerulus is there. When the glomerulus is there, that is for ultrafiltration of blood. So in the pronephric, there is no ultrafiltration of blood. They are mainly directly absorbed from the body fluid. No ultrafiltration. Mesonephric, blood is filtered. Metanephric, blood is filtered. So what is the specialty of metanephric kidney? Here one special structure is there. That is the long coiled loop of Henle. Long coiled loop of Henle. So what is the specialty of the metanephric kidney? Here the glomerulus is there, Bowman's capsule, ultrafiltration of the blood, and in the long coiled loop of Henle, absorption of water and solutes. So it is the most efficient metanephric kidney. So in which group of the animals, what type of kidneys are present? The pronephric kidney, it is present in fish. Pisces. Advancement, mesonephric kidney. amphibia. And the metanephric kidney is present in which animals? Reptiles, birds, and mammals. So, we also have metanephric kidney. So, fish only absorption of the excretory material, frog present in the syllabus, ultrafiltration of blood, and also reabsorption little bit. But in the metanephric kidney, due to presence of long coiled loop of Henle, the counter current flow is there for osmoregulation, water reabsorption. So the most advanced type of the kidney, metanephric kidney. In which classes they are present? Reptiles, birds and mammals. So we have metanephric kidney and we are also ureotelic. Okay? Reproduction in animals. In class 12, a very big unit is there, reproduction in animals. You remember the first chapter, the reproductive unit is there, plants and animals are discussed. In the animals, along with the human, other animal examples are also there. So, reproduction in animals, asexual reproduction, it is very rare in animals. Asexual reproduction, mainly it is a sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction in porifera, gemule formation in the sponges, and budding. Budding is present in Cnidaria, that is Hydra. So in animals, only the two types of asexual reproduction is found, but in all animals, sexual reproduction is there. So sexual reproduction in all animals. One, two, 11. But asexual reproduction is present along with the sexual reproduction only in the porifera, sponges, and in the Cnidaria, budding, that is in the Hydra. Two terms are used. Monoecious hermaphrodite, bisexual. Some of the animals are bisexual, they are hermaphrodites. So what are the hermaphrodite natures? The meaning of the word? Both testes and ovaries are present. So they are bisexual. So what is the symbol here? Male, female. Dioecious, unisexual. either testes or ovaries are present. Sex is separate, so that is a unisexual, that is either male or female. So two types of criteria can be there. So when we are seeing the animals, Polyphera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, monoecious. And also platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes monoecious, except blood fluke. Or cystosoma. Askelminthes. First, dioecious animal were sex separate. Annelida, earthworm, monoecious. Nereis, lugworm, is dioecious. Earthworm is present in the syllabus. You studied it. In the earthworm, the testis and the ovary, they are present in the same animal. From Arthropoda up to Chordata, all dioecious. So the first dioecious phylum is Askelminthes, but again in the earthworm, Annelida, the monoecious condition is there. But again coming back to the dioecious condition is favored by the nature for reproductive purpose. Two different animals having two different reproductive organs, much more efficiency. Because when two animals are giving their gametes, then the genetic variability will be there. Same animal giving the sperm and the ova, the same genetic constituents, so that is not favored by evolution. One of the factors for evolution is microvariation. How it will come? Sperm coming from one animal, ova coming from other animal, little bit genetic differences are there. That is giving the variation. Variation is one of the pathways for evolution. That is why dioecious condition is favored by the nature. One point, development of embryo. Two conditions can be there. Indirect with larva. Direct, no larva. What is happening in human? What is happening in higher animals? No larval stages. You see in the bird, in the reptile, egg, the young one is coming out, the baby is coming out. It is becoming bigger, forming the adult. But you see in the caterpillar, you see in the mosquito, you see in the fly, some intermediate stages there. That intermediate stage is the larval stage. So that is the indirect development. Egg is giving larva, larva is forming adult, not directly the adult, that is indirectly forming it. So the presence of larva, indirect, no larva, direct. Indirect development, porifera, nidaria, ctenophora, platyhelminthes, ascalminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Exceptions are there. In Nidaria, Hydra, direct. That means in Hydra there is no larval form. Ctenophora, larva is there. Platyhelminthes, larva is there. Ascalminthes, larva is there. But again in the Annelida, in earthworm, direct. In mollusca, cephalopoda, that is octopus, direct. So these are the exceptions. In Hydra, in earthworm, in the cephalopoda, there is no larval form. Hemichordata, indirect. And when we are seeing the chordata, fish, direct. Amphibia, indirect. Because if you remember, tadpole larva is present in frog. In the syllabus, we have the frog. So in the tadpole larva, the frog is there. In salamander, axolotl larva is there. That is the indirect development. And in reptile, aves, aves are the birds and mammals, all have direct development. So just what are the main points? Earthworm, Annelida. In Nereis, larva is there, trochophil larva. But in earthworm, no larva. Hydra, no larva. So these are the exceptions. Exceptions is all important for examination because hydro is very important in Nidaria, mentioned in the NCERT. Art form is there in the syllabus. So you have to remember the points. They can also give for the column matching. So for column matching, you have to know the systems. Very important. The question may be set from the reproductive system because all of the animals. Special phylum characters. These are all the general characters that cover all the phylum, but in some phylum, some specific characters can be there. That is also important. So when we are saying this thing, special characters, so when we are considering the first phylum, that is Polyphera, no nervous tissue, neuron. The only animal, the only phylum where there is no nervous tissue or the neuron, that is the Porifera. In the sponges, there is no feeling, no sensitivity, no sense is there for external stimuli. Special cells, choanocytes, with flagella, they help in water circulation. Amoebocytes or archaeocytes, these cells are totipotent. From these cells, other cells can be formed that can form the sponge body. Amoebocytes that help in nutrition. Canal system. It is a characteristic of sponges. In body wall, and it is for circulation of water. So canal system is only present in the porifera, only present in the sponges, not in other phylum. So what are the types of the canal systems? Types. Ascon type, Sycon type, and Leucon type. Just the names, Ascon type, Sycon type, and the Leucon type. They're the names of canal systems present inside the body wall of the sponge body. Nidaria. Very important thing of the cell, nidoblast. With Nematocyst. The animals having nidoblast cells, they are called the nidaria. So in all nidaria, previously called coelenterids, they have this special cell, nidoblast with the nematocyst. They contain the poison or the toxin. They shoot the toxin, they shoot the nidoblast for attachment to capture prey or to intoxicate the prey for feeding. So, nidoblast with nematocyst poison shooting fiber or structure. Metagenesis. It is present only in the nidaria. What is the metagenesis? Here the vegetative asexual polyp and the sexual free-floating medusa is present in the same life cycle. So, what is metagenesis? Here, polyp stage, which is vegetative and sessile, present along with medusa stage. Medusa stage is the reproductive and free floating stage. So here polyp stage and the medusa stage, both are the diploid. It is comparable to alternation of generation in the plants. In the plants, you have found the sporophytic, the cell plant body is there, that is diploid, that is alternating with the gametophyte. Gametophyte are the pollen grain and the ovules. But here, both of them, they are diploid. So, polyp stage is diploid and the medusa stage, that is also diploid. But they are occurring in the same life cycle. So, polyp stage along with the medusa stage in the life cycle. So, metagenesis is present only in this phylum. Example, Physalia. It is called Portuguese man of war. Because mile after mile, these animals remain free floating. They have the nidoblast. Like warship, which was Portugal was famous for warship. Portuguese man of war, Portuguese warships are there. So like Portuguese warship, when these animals are moving miles after miles, millions of these animals are moving, having the nidoblast poison shooting shell, they can kill the shoal of fish, millions of fish, other marine animals like warship. So they are called Portuguese man of war. Ctenophora. So what are the characters of Ctenophora? They are also marine, they are also diploblastic. We mentioned in the previous class, so don't miss the previous class, right? This is a continuation of the animal kingdom. They are diploblastic. Cnidaria and Ctenophora are diploblastic. Why diploblastic? Because the body is formed of ectoderm and endoderm and their tissue plate. They have the gastrovascular cavity. In the previous class, we discussed all these points, so don't miss that class. Ctenophora, important character, bioluminescence. Meaning of the word bioluminescence, they emit light by using a protein. Which protein? That is a luciferin protein. So they can emit light. The character is the bioluminescence. Another important character, ciliary plates or comb plates help in swimming. So these special structures are there, the plate-like structures with the cilia that help in swimming. So they have 8 rows of ciliary plates or comb-like plates with the cilia that help in the swimming for locomotion in the water. Example, Tenoplana Barrow. And what are the other characters? They are monoecious, some of them may be dioecious, all marine. So this Ctenophora, they are also all marine, like Echinodermata. And they also have indirect development, that is larva. Platyhelminthes. Endoparasitic pathogenic worms and flukes. Flukes are the suckers. Example, Teniasolium octiform fasciola hepatica liverworm or liver fluke, Cystosoma human blood fluke. This liver, it is also the fluke. What are the important characters here? Ladder-like nervous system. These platyhelminthes, they are triploblastic acylomata. We discussed in the previous class from platyhelminthes starting the triploblastic conditions, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. They don't have any body cavity, so they are acylomata. So this point comes in examination. The first triploblastic acylomata or the triploblastic acylomata phylum is, they may give the option Ascalmenthes, Platyhelminthes, Annelida, Mollusca. It will be Platyhelminthes. Ascalmenthes. They are also the worms. Endoparasitic pathogenic worms such as Ascaris, Wuchereria. If you remember, Wuchereria, it leads to the disease filaria. It's a microfilarial worm. Ankylostoma. Loa loa. Guinea worm. Guinea worm is mainly found inside the muscle, but now it has been eradicated. Main points: pseudocoelom, protostomia, dioecious, and it is showing sexual dimorphism. Dimorphism means two different morphological characters in the male and the female. So male can be distinguished from the female. Which character is present here? The male has penile seta to transfer sperm, comparable to the penis of higher animals. So sexual dimorphism, male, it is a male sign with penile seta. To transfer the sperm. Main characters of Ascalmenthes. So they are also worms. Which type of worms are there? Primarily roundworm. Ascaris is the roundworm. In the human health and disease part, you will study the two Ascalmenthes, Ascaris lumbricoides, that causes ascariasis, and Wuchereria bancrofti, that causes filaria. Annelida. Triploblastic, true coelom. We discussed in the previous class that coelom is a schizocoelom. Metameric segmentation. Cutaneous respiration by the skin. Nephridia for excretion. Example, Nereis, Merin, larva present. Which larva? Trochophil larva. Earthworm. Dioecious. No larva. Leech. Sanguivorous. Which animals are sanguivorous? Which eats blood of other animal. Mosquito is sanguivorous, leech is sanguivorous. Sanguivorous and hirudin is the anticoagulant. Why I mentioned the point? Because in the class 12, the last chapter in the biotechnology, hirudin synthesis is there. So this hirudin is the anticoagulant of hirudinaria or the leech. While it is sucking blood from the mammals, human, blood is not clotted due to presence of hirudin. Which anticoagulant is present in our body? That is heparin. So heparin is present in our body. Which cells are releasing heparin? That is mainly from the basophil cell, a type of WBC, and the mast cell of areolar tissue. So again repeating, we also have anticoagulant in our blood. So when the blood is circulating in our body, there is no coagulation. Which compound is there? Heparin. From where heparin is coming? Number 1, mast cell of areolar tissue. Number 2, basophil, a type of WBC. When the mosquito is sucking blood, it is also producing anticoagulant. So while it is sucking blood through the proboscis, there is no coagulation. When the leech is sucking blood from human body or other mammals, the blood is not coagulated. That is present of anticoagulant hirudin. That is why during DNA recombination technology, this hirudin gene is used to synthesis of the anticoagulant to be injected in the persons where the heparin concentration is low. Arthropod. Largest phylum. Maximum number of animals are present in Arthropoda. Jointed appendages. Our appendages are not joined. Hands are attached with the body, hands are not attached with each other. But if you say in a cockroach, these appendages remain joined in the ventral part. So jointed appendages. Arthros means jointed, poda means leg. Our appendages are not joined, but in cockroach, in mosquito, in fly, in other insects, anywhere, in the prawn, crab, appendages are joined. So they are arthropoda. Arthros means jointed, poda means the legs. So other points? Bilateral symmetry, schizocidum, protostomia because mouth is forming first, tube within tube. Body divided in head, thorax, abdomen. Sometimes the head and the thorax remain fused to form cephalothorax. Only abdomen can be separate. Example, spider. Chitinous cuticle covers the body. All bodies are covered by the chitin. Cockroach body is covered by chitin. And what is chitin? You studied in the biomolecule. It is a homopolymer of N-acetyl glucosamine. That's a homopolymer, homopolysaccharide, mentioned in NCERT. So this chitinous covering is there. This chitinous covering is also present on the yeast body. So chitinous covering. And what are the other systems we discussed now? They have the open circulation. They have the respiratory system or organs of different types. As for example, in the cockroach, trachea with the spiracle. Gill in prawn and crab, we discussed just now, right? So they have the open circulation, different type of the excretory system like green gland in prawn and crab, in cockroach, Malpighian tubule, etc. And you now also know the reproductive system, they are dioecious. What is dioecious? Male and female, they are separate. And in most of them, exceptions are there, they have the direct, indirect development where larva can be there. In butterfly, they have the caterpillar. In mosquito, they have the wriggler. Right? So different types of larval forms are there. But in some other animals, larva may not be present. In our home, we have the spider. Spider don't have any larva. Scorpion, no larva. So some exceptions are there, but in most of them, in Insecta, Crustacea, these major groups, larva is present. So one example, Limulus, it is a king crab or horseshoe crab, and it is also an example of living fossil. Beneficial insects honeybee, Apis indica, that produce honey. Silk moth, bombyx, beneficial. Lassifer lacca, that gives us lacca, Lassifer lacca. Harmful insects, locust. Harmful insect, fly, mosquito, cockroach. They are spreading the disease. They are damaging our property. Cockroach. Locusts, they are damaging the crop. They are harmful insects. Social insects, honeybee, silk moth, ants, termite. They are example of the social insect. They have the social organization. If you remember, in the honeybee colony, a single queen can be there, many male haploid, and remaining all are the female, which are the worker bee. Right? Similarly, you will find in the silk moth, they also have the social organization. Poisonous insect, obviously that is honeybee, wasp, some ants. Highly poisonous. So these are some of the examples of Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. Mollusca. Second largest phylum. So Arthropoda is the first largest phylum, and Mollusca second largest. Just some animals less than the Arthropoda. So what are the main characters of the Mollusca? Body covered by calcium carbonate shell. Except cephalopod. Which animals are the cephalopod? They are the octopus. From the head region, the poda or the tentacles are coming out for swimming. Right? So in octopus, there is no calcium carbonate shell. So the octopus can pass through very narrow pores or apertures. Soft, unsegmented body divided in head and visceral mass. Some important groups are there. Gastropoda, snail, important character, torsion, 360-degree coiling of body. If you see any snail you remove the shell, you will find the internal body is coiled 360 degree. That phenomenon is called torsion. Bivalvia. Example, where the two shells are there, bi means two shells are there, so they are called bivalvia. Example, oyster. Pearl oyster. Oh, in snail, one character is also there, radula. It is the mouth part. In the snail, you will find when the snail is moving tree trunk, a line is forming. They are actually rasping the alga from the tree trunk. They are eating it. Cephalopoda. Head with tentacles for swimming. Example, octopus. Example, squid. Example, sepia. These animals have ink gland. What is ink gland? They produce a black colored pigment. So when any animal is attacking them, these soft animals, soft bodied animals, they release the ink like cloud to protect themselves. Other example, elephant tusk shell, dentalium. The body shell is like the elephant tusk, so called the elephant tusk shell. Very important, Neopilina galathea. Why Neopilina galathea is important? You studied in the evolution. It is also living fossil and intermediate between Annelida and mollusca. So Neopilina galathea is also living fossil and intermediate between animals, Annelida and mollusca. So from evolution part also, the Neopilina galathea may come. It proves that from Annelida evolved mollusca. From Annelida evolved Arthropoda. Which animal? Peripatus. From reptilia evolved bird, Archaeopteryx. Reptilia evolved to form mammals, Prototheria, egg-laying mammals. Echinodermata. Echinus means spine, dermis means the skin. So spine is present over the skin, right? And what is the peculiarity of these animals? All animals are marine. They are crawling over the substratum, moving over the soil. Below water, maybe 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer. So the pressure is very high, due to which some of the systems they got modified. They are absent, such as circulatory system, excretory system, respiratory system. These are absent. So echinodermata, all marine. Pentaradial symmetry. Starfish. Radial symmetry. Sea urchin. Tube fit. Help in locomotion. Pedicellaria. They clean skin surface. Very important. Water vascular system. Sponges have canal system. Echinoderms have water vascular system. What is the meaning of the word water vascular system, and what is the main purpose? Circulation of water. So that is called water vascular system. Some other examples. Sea cucumber, sea lily, Antedon, brittle star. Ophiuchus. Why brittle star? They have the arms which can move very rapidly. The arms can be broken very easily, but again they can regenerate. So these are some of the characters of echinoderms, and these echinoderms are also enterocylomata, deuterostomia, which are the chordate-like characters. So echinoderms are the most advanced group of the invertebrates. From these echinoderms evolved the chordates, the highest phylum. What is the proof? What are the common characters? Deuterostomia, anus is forming first, right? Some mesodermal plates are there like internal skeleton and enterocylomata. We discussed in the previous class, enterocylom condition is present only in echinoderms, hemichordates and the chordates. Hope you like the class, you like the discussion and everything. So if you liked it, please subscribe the channel, the class, and please share with your friends. Why? Because it will be beneficial for you and that may also help us to grow for more communication. That's all for today, discussion and everything, and we will meet on the next class.